Well, now we'll go to our Consumer Watch. Pens, pencils, paper, all the school supplies parents need to get really add up. And of course, inflation isn't helping out with that. Our Brie Groves explains how local schools are utilizing the community support to get students the help they need.
Freshmen are back on campus here at Sand Creek High School today. It's a transitional day for kindergarten, 6th grade, 9th grade, just to get used to some of these buildings. Now, I come from a family of teachers, so I know for my sister, she spends a lot of her own time and money on her students in her classroom to create this equal playing field. And that's why we're at Sand Creek High, because we had heard about this unique program. I want to show you inside of the library where you can find a shelf full of supplies, binders, pens, pencils, really anything you can think of that students might need. They can come get it anytime, all year long. They can grab that highlighter or the notebook, whatever it is, so that they don't feel the pressure if they can't afford what they're required in class. And across southern Colorado, each district's demographic is widespread, meaning there are those families who have extra. They want to help out more, and then there are those families who could use the help.
We are always conscious of what our kids need to be successful in school, even if that is different, like if it's food or clothes or things like that. We're always trying to look to our community partners to support us so that kids can just come here and learn.
Now, Sand Creek is pretty set as far as those supplies for their students go. And as Lauren had mentioned, community help has been big with that. Places like Care and Share giving to their students exactly what they need. And that's why we're doing our supply drive with Chick-fil-A. So remember, again, you can catch those locations or any of the required or offered supplies at koaa.com/back-to-school. And let's stay on the topic of school here for a moment, because for the first time in 2 years, students in Colorado are headed back to school without that free universal lunch program. Federal COVID-19 waivers allow districts to offer free breakfast and lunch to all public school students, regardless of their household income. But those waivers did expire this summer. Colorado lawmakers voted to put a question on the ballot in November that asks voters to make free school meals permanent. Now, this measure would eliminate income tax deductions on certain high-income earners making more than $300,000 a year in order to pay for the program.
There's a cliff. You hit a point where you can make $1 too much to get free lunch, or $1 too much to get reduced price lunch. And just because you're earning that extra dollar a year doesn't mean you have the money.
Lawmakers estimate the measure will raise $100 million a year. If it does pass, the program would be implemented for next school year. But until then, school districts are adapting to the new change. And our Mayo Davison is going to have more on that tonight on News 5. At Sand Creek High School, I'm Brie Groves.